may have noticed that the people forcing equity on your children are the most morally distorted people in the country. The people who claim they're against racism are the most flagrantly racist. Have you noticed that? You probably have, but in case you need more evidence, here it is. According to a new lawsuit, a high school in the state of Nevada called Democracy Prep tried to force a student to confess his, quote, white dominance. Now, that student was raised by his African-American mother and thought that was a little much, so he refused. But the school decided the student looked too white to evade responsibility for white dominance, so they punished him. And that's not an exaggeration, that was their actual reasoning. Then they failed him. Now he might not be able to graduate because of it. It's like, is this real? It is real. That student's mother, Gabrielle Clark, joins us with her attorney, Jonathan O'Brien. Gabrielle and Jonathan, thanks so much for coming on. Gabrielle, this is one of those stories, someone sent it to me. I thought this cannot actually be true. First of all, I'm very sorry for what you've gone through. How did you respond when you found out the school was demanding your son apologize for his white dominance?
Well, first, thank you so much for having us, Tucker. We would not have found each other without your show, so I really appreciate that. But
thank you.
The way that I responded was to confront the school and explain themselves.
And what did they say? I mean, I'm sorry to laugh. It's just so crazy.
It is crazy. They basically told me that they weren't going to change anything and that he was required to complete the class or he was going to fail.
Had he expressed, as far as you know, any so-called white dominance? And also, do you know what white dominance is? Because I don't.
I have no idea what white dominance is, but the only kind of dominance he's has committed was ice cream in the freezer.
Oh, ice cream dominance. So that's even worse.
Ice cream dominance. That's it.
Again,
he's a good boy. He's a good, quiet boy. There's nothing oppressive about my son.
God, the poor kid. So I'm wondering, just to your attorney, Mr. O'Brien, I mean, is there a legal recourse against this? It's so obviously abusive and bigoted, but do you have a case, and what is it?
Yes, we have a First Amendment case, a strong one. Schools cannot require students to publicly profess their sexual, gender, racial identities for a grade. That serves no apparent pedagogical purpose. It's compelled speech, and it's a violation of the First Amendment. We filed in December, and we recently received a favorable finding from the court that indeed we're likely to succeed on the merits. This is federal court on our First Amendment claims. And this class and curriculum is not atypical. It's happening around the country.
Yes,
and there's probably more parents than Gabrielle Clark who have claims like this on behalf of their children.
I hope you crush every one of them. Gabrielle, let me just apologize, by the way, for laughing. The absurdity of it made me laugh, but I feel for your son. I mean, he's a kid. How is he doing after all this?
Well, he has got a level head, and he knows that his rights are his rights. So he's standing his ground, and I really respect that, and that has made me become very, very aggressive in my defense of my child, as should every other parent who has any kind of issues like this going on. Stick up for your children and do not let them trample all over your rights. Reach out, just like I did, to anybody who will listen. And I reached out to Elena Fishbein from No Left Turn in Education. And she hooked me and John O'Brien up. And ever since, we have been powering through to fight for my son's rights.
It's just amazing. And it makes my heart beat faster hearing you say that. Stand up for your child, and bless you for doing that. So many are not doing that. Gabrielle, Jonathan,
they need to, Tucker. They need to.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right.
Right now.
I hope you'll come back, both of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Godspeed. Well, that's it.